It's definitely a mixed emotion time of year. So
Kelsa Dickey is a financial coach here in the Valley, and the emotional roller coaster she's talking about is tax time. And she says this tax year may be a bit more complex for you.
This year is definitely a unique year because it's the first time everyone is filing under the new tax laws that took effect last year. So nobody really knows what to expect.
With that said, her first suggestion is to meet with an accountant to learn about some of those tax changes and how they affect you. Next, if you're expecting a refund, have a realistic plan of what to do with the money that you're getting back. Kelsa recommends using something called the 90-10 rule.
So 90% of it you make financial progress with, and the other 10% you get to enjoy, or it can be your fluff money. It might actually keep you encouraged to making that financial progress if you know that not all of it has to go towards something more serious.
Also, Kelsa says if you're getting a large refund, consider changing your withholdings. That way your paycheck will be bigger every pay period. Just make sure not to spend the extra money.
So don't let that money come into your main checking account where you pay bills and other expenses from. Really try to automate some sort of system where it's completely separate.
Also, before paying off debt, consider any upcoming expenses that might be looming. For instance, car or home repairs, or maybe even potential medical expenses.
Otherwise, if you take all of your refund and pay down debt with it, and then those things pop up and you don't have the money for them, you will end up putting those expenses right back on a credit card. And that can be very emotionally damaging.
And what happens if you owe the IRS money? Kelsa says, don't panic. First, change the withholding on your paycheck and contact the IRS to get on a payment plan.
Of all the debts you could have, the IRS is probably the least favorable of all of them. It is not going away.
And finally, it's never a good idea to rely on that tax refund because you just might come up short.
If you are always holding your breath, waiting for that refund, or feeling like that's the time you're going to make financial progress, it's simply too spread out. It's one time of year. We don't always have control over it, especially when tax laws change like they just did.
And by the way, if you have a big tax debt that you want to get rid of and you're thinking of hiring one of those third-party companies, be careful because whatever they say they can do, you can do on your own for free. I'm Gary Harper, 3 on your side.